Oh, we're live.
Oh.
We got it.
Gina, heads up, we're going. Please hold. Technical difficulties, everybody.
Internet was being a struggle. So let's go ahead and we'll wait for
Hello.
Gina.
Moderator, we are live now.
All right.
Wait for Gina to sit down. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties to start the day, unfortunately.
But that's our first time going live. That's what we get for going live.
Let us know if you can hear us all right as well, please.
All right.
All right, beautiful.
All right, everybody. Welcome in to a brand new episode of the Brick Hour Podcast. This is episode 45, and welcome to Brick World Chicago. I am JJ, otherwise known as Langston Builds on Instagram.
I am Cameron, otherwise known as Cameron Studios.
And I am Gina, otherwise known as My Bricks and Me.
And we are very excited, like I said, to be live from Brick World Chicago. I would like to first start by thanking ACOB, a couple of brickheads, for setting up this awesome streaming setup for everybody to use.
Yeah.
Sean,
definitely.
You're awesome. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for helping us get everything going too. We appreciate you for that. But yeah, here we are. And I also like to thank our live chat moderator, who is sitting right off to the side right now. And he is going to be helping us keep everything nice and appropriate in the comment section today. But yes, we are here.
He's looking at Ninjago right now, so if you want to say anything naughty, do it right this second when he can't see you.
I mean, yeah,
Never mind, he's looking.
Never mind, he's paying attention to the chat now. But here we are.
Yes, here we are. Brickworld Chicago.
It's pretty crazy. Our first live stream.
And your
Yeah,
first,
this
you're both
is.
first times at Brickworld Chicago.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
Very true.
My
Yes.
first time as a presenter.
Yeah, correct.
This is pretty big steps for us.
Yeah, you're both presenting, right?
Both,
You both-
you're hanging out with us, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but you both have stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like you both have stuff on
Correct,
tables.
correct.
I'm just following around like a lost puppy.
Yeah.
But I'm all right with it.
Yeah, it's fun time.
Puppies are cute.
Yeah, everything is great. So before we get started to this week's topic, Cam, what are we building this week?
What are we building? Well, there's been a lot of traveling, a lot of packing, so not a lot has been built.
Yeah.
But yesterday we did go to the Lego store and I wanted a T-Rex. So I actually bought this set right here. I needed to have a T-Rex and I'm loving this thing.
Mhm.
And then the rest of the set's going to you. I'm going to sell it to you.
Yeah, you're gonna give that to
You
me because
need
I
it for
don't need
that.
another T-Rex. I've been laying on them.
And everything else I've been building is back at home. So that'll be on the next What Are We Building? Gina, what have you been building?
Well, not too much because I'm here, but we did go to the Lego store and I got the new Ninjago Kai's Fire Knight mech because I knew I was gonna want it after watching the premiere of the show here, which was amazing.
You and I both went to
beyond.
that.
Yes.
Holy crap, was it
Yes.
awesome?
And you don't even like Ninjago.
No, but now I do.
Well,
because
not like it.
because
but
that short was like, this is incredible. I need to watch this now.
yeah,
It was
like
too cool.
you've never seen any Ninjago.
No.
Ever.
I just bought Cole's Titan Mech and now I love all of it.
And that was a good intro for you. I mean,
Yes.
it's a totally different animation style, but
Right.
it was great.
Mhm.
So I bought that at the Lego store, and I also got a Bumblebee, thanks to Mr. Cameron here, who found it on clearance for $45 back at Walmart.
I don't know how I got
I don't know
that,
how. Back at a Walmart in New York,
But then,
but yay! So that might get cracked open this week, maybe.
yeah, I snagged
see.
that along
But,
with
yeah.
a C-3PO, which
Yeah.
I'm surprised I got half off as well. But moving on to JJ, what have you been building?
What did I get? So I also went to the Lego store with all these fine people over here, and I picked up, as you can see, the two Transformer brickheads. The cars are in my bin packed up right now, but these are great. Like, I don't really buy brickheads, but I want to have every Transformer set, so got them both. And as you can also see, I also got a Jurassic World set. I had to pick up the Spinosaurus. The print quality on this, not great.
No, not
as
at
we
all.
all went over.
Not at
I
all.
know.
The yellow on the sail is bleeding incredibly poorly. The purple, the brown on the tail isn't a perfect match, but mold itself, outstanding. Could not have asked for a better dinosaur mold than that.
So I have to ask, since we went to the dinosaur museum place today.
Oh yeah,
And when I saw like regular dinosaurs, sometimes the end of their tail did get darker. Is that what they're trying to accomplish there, or is that not supposed to be
That's an
like
excellent
for
question.
that? Is that not supposed to be for that?
Hi, Doug. We're live, yeah.
Yes.
If you want to come on and say hello, please
Come
do.
on.
anybody from the lug watching,
You
Doug
can-
is right here.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can fit right. There's a
Go
lot
to
of
Bricks
things.
popping by to say hello.
Steps is over
Yeah,
here.
please
Steps
do.
are this side.
Come up and say hello, Doug.
All right, tough guy.
There
Here we
go,
are.
Doug.
There we go.
Doug himself is here.
Previous guest on the
Hello.
channel.
How you doing?
Would you find anything good?
I got
What are
some
you
stuff
building,
yesterday.
Doug?
Yeah, what are you building?
What am I doing? I don't build.
I don't build.
True. It's a good point.
I build other people's kits.
There you go.
There you go.
You built a couple of ours.
You built a lot of the stuff we have over there right now.
Yeah, I know.
We kind of lucked out with how close our display is to the booth because it's literally like I can see it. It's like not even 10 feet from where we are. Which
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah.
If we were more technologically advanced, we'd spin the camera around and show you some
Next
stuff.
I
year.
wish we could. It'd be great.
but that'll be
Next year.
another year. Yes.
Maybe another year.
But
I'm going to take video too for mine.
of course.
Cool.
But before we get into the topic, I just want to say hi to the people in the chat right now. Hi, hello to Spoos. Hi to Miss Langster. Hi, Aaron. Hello to Cosmo Candy,
Oh, hey,
Cabbage
hey.
TV, BrickBoy. Good to see you. And then, hi, Debbie. And
My
then
wife.
I know they can't comment, but hi to my brother and hello to my mother.
Oh,
probably my
Colby,
father.
Hi, hi, mom.
Everybody
Oh,
is
we got
here.
Jeffrey. Aaron saying hi again.
There we go.
Oh,
Hi, Aaron.
Cool.
Jessica. Thanks for stopping up, Doug.
Yes.
No problem. Good to see you, my
Yep,
friend.
I'll see you around again.
See you
Come on
this
back if
weekend.
you want.
Yes.
You don't want the stairs?
All right.
I just.
So-
Oof.
shall we get into it?
Let's get into it. So this week's topic. The convention we've seen so far, there's been a bunch of city builders.
Yes.
Very impressive city builds, which you will see in our vlog next week. We'll have all kinds of footage. But Lego City, the theme. Where are we at with that right now? What is the current state of the theme itself? And that is why Gina is here, because Gina is a city builder. She is a very impressive city with all kinds of crazy stuff, like Batman riding an AT-AT.
Yes.
So it made perfect
That's a
sense for,
speedo, yeah.
obviously you're here with us. We got to make sure we have a topic that all three of us can talk about. So Lego City's perfect fit for that.
Yes, it
So-
is.
Gina, I'll pitch this to you first. What are your current thoughts about the current state of Lego City as it stands at the moment?
Uh-oh.
The theme itself, I think it's falling.
Mhm.
I think if you wanted to, Lego knows that there's a million city builders out there.
Yes.
You know that they know what all of us do with the modulars
Right.
and stuff. The vehicles, the specialty vehicles like the hamburger truck, the ice cream truck, all those things, I'm a sucker for.
They're great.
I'll buy all of them. They're
They're
great. And they fit on the city streets as a 6 wide. It's wonderful. But as far as the theme, it's kind of it's disappointing lately. Like, I love the vehicles, but we need more buildings.
Yes.
And we need more complete buildings, like not dollhouse buildings, because as a city builder, you want to have something enclosed. It's really hard to like pick a place and have an open backed building
Mhm.
fit in your city and have it make sense,
Right.
unless you have another open back or you buy extras
Yes.
and close it up, which
Exactly.
I mean, come on. But like the city, the theme itself, I think Lego's been doing so many other themes
Mhm.
to engage new people into the hobby.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, but the city theme itself is now turning into being engaged more for the younger audience, which is fine because Lego is supposed to be a toy
Yes.
for kids. But like, take the brand new city set
Yes.
that's
Yes.
the first D2C set for Lego City theme. It's what is it, $200 set?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it literally takes everything. It takes space, fire, ambulance,
Yeah.
police,
Pretty much all the city
skateboarding.
themes
It
we've
takes,
had.
and they squish them together.
And you're talking about City Tower.
City, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
the
The
brand new
big
city.
new one coming out. Yeah.
If I was 10, dude, I would have fun with that set for,
Yeah.
for weeks.
100%.
Summer vacation, Mom, please buy me this set. I will play with it all summer, I promise.
Yes.
And it would be great because it has a little bit of everything.
Right.
But for a city builder, it's foolish.
There's not much there.
It's messy. It's just not cohesive.
Now, my counterpoint to that would be we have the modular buildings.
Yes.
And those are once a year. So I feel like that kind of fits the enclosed building.
Yep.
But
Right.
I do
Okay.
agree with you. We definitely need more structures.
Yes. I would love them to come back out with the residential.
Please.
With the residential.
Yes. Like those old, the original like red apartments with the pizza shop next
Yeah,
door.
like
Great.
just like but even the residential houses that they did.
Yeah.
And also, chat, how's the sound? Sound, lighting, everything good?
I'm guessing we're good.
So yeah. But no, the residential line,
Hi, Mom.
I wish they would come back out with that because we need more like stuff
Correct.
like that.
We definitely do.
I can only make room for so many roads. My city streets,
Yeah.
they look like what we just drove through for 3 hours today. Like, I'm not kidding. It is a traffic jam, and I got everything from Speed Champions to like the little cars that are like this
The
big.
teeny little things.
So, but they're like, so nobody can get out of anywhere. Nobody can pull out of a road. Nobody
Yes.
can merge. Nobody can anything in my city. But and the vehicles are great, but we need more stuff.
Correct.
They also have a lot of construction vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Those are amazing.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. And nobody's city is ever actually finished, so it's always
Right.
cool to have like a.
I mean,
like
y'all
an
know I
empty
like the
spot with
construction
stuff, but
vehicles.
Yeah.
No,
You just want to Batman all
No.
the construction
Hey,
vehicles.
hashtag Rule of Batman. Daniel Awa, I know you're watching.
Right.
Yeah, I think you make a really solid point because I my problem with City right now is it feels like they're not doing city stuff.
Yeah.
We're getting jungle explorers and
Right.
we're getting Arctic explorers and we're getting underwater explorers.
Right
And
now,
why? Like,
I mean,
that's City.
Arctic was an amazing theme, and I'm
Yes.
excited to see Arctic coming back. But being a sub theme, okay, that's fine, but still, it should have its own place. Kind of like when they did what was it? It was last year. They put space in
Yeah, the
everything.
space
Yeah,
one.
so Lego
It
did,
was Space Technic, Space
Right.
City, Space Friends.
It was like a
Space-
super sub thing across 4 themes,
Yeah.
and then this year was F1, which F1
Right.
makes more sense because it's like cars at least and trucks and whatnot.
okay,
It's like,
cars and truck. Do you watch F1?
no,
Do you watch NASCAR?
no,
Do you know about F1?
yeah,
Do you know about NASCAR?
no. Oh yeah, I know.
Okay,
NASCAR a
well,
little
but
bit.
which one do you know more about? Like all
I
of a
don't
sudden,
really know. That's
okay,
that's
I
a
think we're
weird
getting a
question.
little off topic.
all of a sudden it
Come
was
back to City.
F1
Let's come back to
all
City.
over. Okay, fine. Well, but they put cars and
Yes,
correct,
all
they
in
did.
everything.
I think the big problem right now with City, like while City has been putting out good sets, it hasn't like felt like City.
No.
So like you said, we got the Arctic Explorer, we got the jungle sets. Like I bought all the jungle sets, and I love those sets.
Yeah.
But they're not necessarily City
No.
aspect. Like it could have been
Right.
its own side theme with like adventurers or something.
And I talked about this in our hot takes video when it came to City, and my main hot take was City needs to stop putting all these different explorer themes. Lego needs to stop putting all these explorer themes into City. If you want to keep doing explorer themes, just make an explorers theme. Just do it.
So
And have every year you just alternate back and forth and just call it Lego Explorers and go from there. And we can get back to getting stuff like you were talking about
Right.
with City. Now, I think the great vehicles, that sub theme with the food trucks and like
Yes.
there's ambulances,
Yes.
those are great.
yes,
Keep making those because they always manage to one up themselves every year and
Yeah.
make something even cooler.
well, I
Like
don't know. I wasn't that impressed with the donut truck this year.
I love that donut truck. I think it looks
Do
great.
you have it?
I don't have it myself,
Okay.
personally, excuse me, but I think it looks great.
It see when I see the instruction, like the build for it,
Mhm.
again, it seems like they're aiming at a younger audience. Like
Yeah.
it just looks like the frame.
Yeah.
You don't really build the frame. It comes with almost a 4+ frame.
Which I don't have a
And then
problem
you
with
just
that,
do-
personally speaking. I think it saves on piece count a little bit.
Yeah, but it's still a $20 vehicle.
Yeah, good
See,
point.
So,
Good
you know,
point.
A big problem right now is I think a lot of AFOLs are more into the theme now, which for those who don't know, adult fans of Lego,
Mhm.
and there's a lot more involved. Like they want to build their own city, but then I think a lot of people forget Lego is a kid's toy first and foremost.
Yeah.
So you do need those young sets for kids to get into so they can get into Lego and then
Correct.
grow their own city
Yes.
eventually.
Correct.
Maybe a solution would be if Lego kept doing the city sets they're doing now,
Mhm.
but then also do more 18+ city
Yeah.
sets. Because I think City.
Paul?
How you doing, Paul?
Hi.
I think Lego has been doing good sets for City, but like you said, they got to stop putting in sets that aren't directly City based. You want to see buildings, you want to see houses, you want to see police, fire, medical. You want to see those. You don't want to see adventures. That really could be.
And
its
we
own
obviously
theme.
we don't need to see them like 8 million. Like we don't need to see a police department every single year.
Exactly.
But
No.
I don't mind seeing a police department every 3 years. Like
Yep.
that's fine. Now let's take a look at what the chat's saying so far.
So
Oh, hi, Methuselah.
I'm peeking at the chat over
We're
here.
not doing it every episode live, Methuselah.
And
We're not doing.
I know
it
you
every
want
episode
that,
live.
Matt, but it's not going to happen.
I'm seeing a couple comments about we need a Lego City, like a school.
Yeah.
So yes, okay, great. Now, but then the X Mansion is a school.
Yes.
Okay.
So
It's an
here's the thing.
X-Mansion.
But in fairness, when I saw the X Mansion, I immediately went to this looks like it could be a school,
Mhm.
but in the Friends line.
Yeah, true.
It could have been a Friends school.
All right.
So
Speaking of friends, sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt.
yeah.
Friends has started to become more city than city.
Yes.
Friends
honestly.
better than City
Yes.
right now.
For a city build, you go to Friends, and I'm glad Friends is doing better because initially when it started, everyone just kind of looked down on Friends
Everybody
because of the
crapped-
mini
they crapped on
dolls.
it.
Yeah.
Like
They
nobody
crapped on
gave Friends the
Yep.
time of day, but now they're starting to do sets you want
Okay.
in your city.
When Friends started, at least when I first noted Friends starting, it was like just glow in the dark, crazy colors that were just
Pink, purple,
pinks,
yellow.
purples, like fun colors, fun eye-catching
But
colors,
not realistic.
but not for a city. I mean, every now and again for a pop of something, maybe. They've toned it down, which is great. But a big problem I have with that, again, open back. Everything is open back.
Correct.
So
You know what? I'll say one thing about open back. I understand there's a lot of people that are frustrated with open back, but honestly, I can go two ways with it. I understand where you're coming from because you want the back closed so you can have it in your city,
Yep.
but then that's the beauty of Lego. You can kind of add on more to it and
Yes.
add your own spin on it.
yep.
Because like, when it boils down to it, Lego is a toy of creativity.
Correct.
You can add on more to it. You can add your own spin. Like off top of it, I'll go back to the Up House.
Mhm.
That was like a dollhouse set
Yes.
where it's an open back.
Yep.
Yep.
Some people display from the back, but with City you don't do that. But that kind of invites people to get creative and build their own back.
Yes. However, if I'm going to buy a building and I'm not 10, I'm not going to be going in there. Sometimes I won't lie. Sometimes I do play with my Lego. I do. I play and I
Who doesn't? If you don't, there's a problem.
I mean,
Like seriously though.
Yeah.
first of all, when you're setting up a city and you're putting all your figs around, you're playing with it. And you kind of make up your own little scenarios on why you're putting who with who. Like
Yes.
like my ostrich chasing the Punisher around. Like why? Well,
love that you guys
because
had it,
but it
Gina.
was fun. And Batman on top of the AT-AT. Why? Well,
Because
because
it's fun.
it's fun. Mechs running around the sidewalks, which wouldn't be a thing unless you're in a Marvel movie.
Right.
But like I want to be able to buy a complete something.
No, absolutely. I think
So have it closed.
absolutely. Like I feel like
For,
that's
you know-
where the doing a more 18 plus city set would be
Yes.
great. But then it kind of invites another topic with city. There are some people who want just a simple standard city, and then there's some that want a fun city.
Yes.
Before we go further, hi Scott. I knew people were going to bring up
Oh.
dreams.
So I was gonna say,
Yes.
let's go through the chat real quick. I got it pulled up on
Okay.
my phone.
All right, what are we doing?
So
I'm glad Scott's enjoying his grilled
So
cheese.
we
I had
had-
that for lunch.
Can't hate-
Zaturon saying really true. Specialization of
does
city
hate
sub themes
dreams.
has
I
been
do
cool.
not hate dreams.
We'll get back to hating dreams in a minute.
who's your wife?
So Zaturon says really true. Specialization of city sub themes has been cool and all that, but I do appreciate the legacy everyday walks of life. Yes, like that's what
Absolutely.
city is to me.
yes. Yes.
Like if you want to get crazy out there fantasy stuff, go buy a Star Wars set.
Yeah.
Just get- Um,
And-
Scott, I'm sitting here eating a grilled cheese and I'm not on camera. Unfortunately, Scott, you are not. I'm sorry. You didn't make the trip out
Yeah,
here.
it was a
Hope you're feeling
great
better, dude.
10.5 hour drive.
Cam hates dreams, correct.
If I,
Immediately pops up almost instantaneously.
um,
Methuselah says Camera Studios wants Dreams to be canceled for good. Yes, he does.
I don't want it to be canceled. I'm just saying, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is a theme that started out well, but I feel like it's drawn out its welcome. And
Methuselah,
also, you can't put dream sets in a city, really.
Methuselah,
are you
get,
kidding
A
me?
dream set is imaginative, not really
Did
for a
you,
city.
okay, but then you're going into elves shouldn't be in a city.
I never said
You're
that.
going in. Why? That's imaginative.
I mean, you can put what you want in your city.
You can put
Right.
yeah, like and
Well, I
that,
said that earlier
that
too. There's
goes
different
from-
types of cities.
right. I know people that are very particular with their cities. They want it all to look as realistic as can be. And then there's people that are kind of in between. And then there's me that doesn't care. And I have
Because you have Batman riding AT-AT.
and I have Batman
Right.
riding the AT-AT. I have the Dreams treehouse just sitting wherever.
All right, I'll
and I,
rephrase.
you know,
Some sets work, not all sets.
Now,
yes,
let's
and that's true.
let's go
That
back
is
to the
fair.
school point because I want to
Okay.
get back to that.
All right.
How have we not gotten a school bus that isn't
Like a
the
real
that
school-
isn't the Fortnite battle bus or the hidden side
Or the
combat
hidden side-
bus?
I
Yeah.
think it's more the scaling issue. I think they can't figure out a
No.
good way to make
They
the
just
bus
did it for
scale
the,
well
they
with-
just did it
No,
for
that-
Fortnite.
Yeah, but that was Fortnite. I don't know if that both necessarily be to
No.
scale, but also I think city's budget has been going towards like the explorers in the Arctic.
I think no, and because there's so many train sets that are out there that have city buses with them.
Yes.
So I
Thank
have
you.
like 5 city buses, and they're minifig scale, and they're beautiful, and and they're some of my favorite builds. They're
Mhm.
so awesome, but there is no particular straight up school bus,
No.
and I
that's the
don't
problem.
know if that's because we don't have a school,
Mhm.
or if it's just because they don't know what sub theme maybe to put it in.
I think the reason why is because it doesn't fit into one of the million Explorer themes they've been doing. Now, a school bus could very easily fit as just a generic great vehicle.
It could.
Just that great vehicle something is it's basically miscellaneous dumping ground for things that don't fit into like
Right.
police, fire,
Right,
ambulance.
and that's
throw it in that,
normally-
you're good.
Yeah, and that's what they have. It's police cars and all that, ambulance, all that, fire, all that, construction, all that, school bus. What else are you making? So you
School.
can have, if you're not going to make a school,
Right.
if there's a reason, for some reason they can't make a school. I mean, Friends has what, 1 or 2 schools
Yeah.
at this
yeah,
point.
I don't know if
And,
they've had buses, have they?
I would honestly.
Well, I think
have to
another
look.
issue with like Friends
But-
is like the legs don't match up like minifigures, so that might play factor into why Friends doesn't get certain
Right?
vehicles.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Go back to the
I
live
don't
chat
know
again.
why
Makes you
we're
guys feel
not
good.
getting a
You-
bus because it would fit well. I mean, they could do even
Yes.
different colors. Like, I
But
don't
not
know.
with Friends. If
Not
you
with
do it with Friends, the whole seating scale is
Exactly.
different.
Correct.
So
Because the
you know,
mini dolls have different leg lengths.
Yeah.
Now, Amber just makes a good point of I like the dollhouse style buildings for the play factor. You can always use your own creativity to enclose them and incorporate into your city. I agree with that.
Exactly.
Yes, no,
100%.
I do too.
And Scott just says Brick Lizard took that Friends Imagination Tower and turned it into a city skyscraper. It looks fantastic.
Which is very
Yeah.
true.
I think just
Oh yeah, the some of the Friends sets are amazing.
give us
now.
looking at Friends too, like the Friends Mansion.
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. That looks like just it could be anywhere.
There was a shopping center I got that was
There was
like,
like a
it was like
mall.
it was like a diagonally thing with
Yes.
like the purple and the. I have that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in the city-ish. But the other problem with imagination and incorporating and enclosing is if you're not familiar with techniques and doing stuff like that, it's really hard.
I
Like
think
can
that's
be.
where modulars come in. I feel like a
Right.
modular, like as someone who doesn't own many, well, I can't say that. As someone
You
who
have
doesn't,
4.
I don't. Yeah, I do have 4 with the.
like the,
So
the
do I.
marbles, right?
No, I was talking about with like the city sets. Like I have
Okay.
the adventurers one.
Right.
As someone who's not building a city,
Mhm.
looking at the city theme, the Friends theme, modular theme,
Mhm.
modular is a good starting point,
Yes.
and city should be a good accent to it. But lately, it's felt like more Friends as being the good accent. I want
Yeah.
city to be the city theme. Like, I'll look in the catalogs, I'll look on the website when new sets come out, and it doesn't feel like anybody could just add into the city unless
Correct.
like with like the jungle ones, you could use the animals for the zoo if you want to build a zoo.
Yep.
Let's
Or
talk about
wildlife,
that real
or-
quick.
yeah.
Lego has basically said multiple times they have no desire whatsoever to do any sort of zoo.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's why they're doing all these exploration themes is because they're using it as an excuse to trickle animals out there so that we can get them and put them into a city.
That's
That's
me
the whole
honestly,
reason that they're
that's
there.
half the reason I bought those sets.
Want to come up?
And
I
the-
bought those
and the
sets.
animals
to
are
get the
amazing.
gorilla, the tiger, the
Yeah.
red panda, alligators. They've been raised.
Yeah, no, the animals
Yeah,
are
it's not
amazing.
bad.
I'd like
So-
to take a minute real quick. We're taking a pause in the discussion.
Yes.
Hi, Ben.
What's up, guys?
You're supposed to have a
It
sandwich.
is your birthday today, isn't it not?
Uh-oh.
Happy
Is
birthday,
it?
sir.
Happy
It
birthday,
is.
buddy.
Would you like me
Thanks,
to
guys.
jump out of a Lego cake?
Sounds painful.
Yes,
It
it
does.
does. So
Ben,
never
that's not
mind.
painful.
Okay.
Ben the,
Jeff,
But
don't
happy,
boo,
happy
Ben.
birthday,
Ben the Brick
Ben.
Builder,
You're
everybody.
getting booed already.
Your views fuel me.
as they always do.
Yes.
Friends is better than City.
It
Honestly,
we're not
I'm
disagreeing
not,
with you
I
there,
say
though.
he's
I'm
right.
not even really going to
Ben the
fight
Brick
with you on
Builder,
that.
everybody.
It's
I'm
true.
not, yeah.
Because like that's what it has felt like lately. Like city
Because they
is-
have buildings.
exactly. They have
Yes.
buildings. They have, and they're not like Friends isn't the theme that is just weird colors anymore. Like weird bright
They are-
colors.
they're-
Can be incorporated in
They're,
the city.
they're teetering a little bit back into the color danger zone, though,
Mhm.
I have noticed. However,
Why am I seeing W Ice comments right now? I gotta see what this is.
Oh look, my brother commented.
Can I stand behind the
oh.
camera and serve as live
Who's-
studio
who's-
audience? Pink, you can stand in front of the camera if you want. I know you're here
So,
somewhere.
It's a good point. They're asking
what
about
do we
sports arenas for the city, like baseball, hockey. I
Well,
think for
you need a-
those, it's hard to get a good scale because
you need a
they're
big,
really
you need a big
Like,
area.
Lego did
Yeah.
do the soccer arenas, and they were
Yep.
They did not
very
sell-
expensive and very
Well,
large.
the Man United
did not
Stadium
sell well.
sold well. The other one did not.
Right.
And I mean, if Lego Fortnite is allowed to use Shohei Ohtani in a Dodgers uniform, do not tell me in the next few years we are not going to start getting D2C baseball stadiums.
I think a problem-
1,000% that's probably going to happen.
Well, first off, you're not going to get any actual teams because Lego probably won't pay for the license to
Well,
get
they're in
those sports
Fortnite.
teams. Well, they are, but I don't know if there's a special contract. If we are to, there used to be a sports theme with special teams, but now I think if they are going to do it, it's going to be very small place. I think
Yes, Scott, classic
Right.
Yankee Stadium.
Yes. if we're talking about sports themed arenas for actually putting into a city, that goes all the way back to what type of city do you want?
Mhm.
What, you know, and if you want a city, like I saw some I don't even remember what YouTuber it was, or I would totally credit them, but they had a baseball stadium in their city.
Oh God, who was
And,
that?
right, okay, so
I followed him for
It can
so
work,
long.
For sure.
it can work, but that's going to take up a big chunk. So
Oh, there he is.
where do you,
I think
where do you want to put it? What do you want to do?
How you doing?
he's coming to say hello.
What's up, chat? What's up, chat?
You're in the chat. You are the
yeah.
chat, brother. What are you talking
It's
about?
interception right now.
Oh, sorry.
Like
There we
if
go.
you want that, like, okay, not for nothing. When I've
Moderator as well.
been walking around here, there's so many mocks that I see.
A good one.
Hi. That I'm like, man, I almost wish I would have rethunk how I did my city,
Mhm.
and I would have had it be more that, because you know, more just this, or I would have made more of that, instead of like I have the modulars and they go around, and that's great, but that's so much of what everybody has.
Exactly.
Right.
The landscapes and the foliage and
Mhm.
all that stuff, and like the wildlife and things, is what makes all the other cities
And-
stand out.
And there's cities that are here right now, tying
Yeah.
it into the convention a little bit. That
Yep.
there's the one I'm looking at it right over here. It's in front of us. I wish I could turn the camera on so you guys could see it. It's got a huge mountain range.
Yes.
And there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
waterfall, and there's a whole
Yeah.
town below it. It looks phenomenal.
It's
It's
great.
not just modular buildings with road in front of it.
Right,
Now,
yes.
if you do that, that's fine. That's
Yes.
nothing against you, but it's giving people the
Okay.
option to be able to go more with that
Yep.
and to flesh things out more that I think is great.
in space.
Yeah.
Right.
Space. Like I started when I tore
Oh, you
everything
meant
down.
space of where everything
like
is.
the
I thought you were
space.
talking about the space theme, because
No,
that's another
space theme-
topic I want to come
you,
back to.
you can hang things, but yeah, no, we can come back to that. But like space where you have like when we moved,
Mhm.
I basically tripled, if not quadrupled, the space I had
Yeah.
for my city. And it's great that everything can be more apart,
Yes.
but now I want to make certain areas bigger. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I like the medieval section,
Mhm.
I can now have be a certain size.
Right.
Correct.
Same with wildlife. And I feel like those areas are more fun and interesting than here's some buildings and some sidewalks and some cars. Now I love the
Right.
cars, but just seeing all this makes you want to do
More.
different things.
It gives you, and that's that is I think what the beauty of this show really is comes down to is we're all sharing our collaborations, and for you especially seeing the different city builds,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna take a lot of those ideas back home and incorporate them into your own city also.
Yes.
Whether or not this with the sets or not doesn't matter. Now,
Right, yeah.
really a really good comment from our incredible moderator Rune. A decent sized park would be great.
So I
Yes.
That's how you do sports stuff.
you need a park, but also the sets that like in your city,
Yep.
you have like the amusement park with the roller coaster
I do.
and the merry-go-round. Like those weren't city sets; those were creator sets.
They
right?
were creator sets, yes.
Which fit perfectly. Which we haven't talked about creator much.
Yeah, and
I mean, but at the same time, right now, I don't know if the amusement park is going to make the cut to
They're
be in
so
the
big.
city, just
I-
because I want more
you want,
natural
you want more
stuff.
real estate to be able to do more.
Yeah.
I think what this discussion is showing is that city itself is not the best city theme. There
No.
are better city products in icons with the modulars,
Yep.
in friends with all that stuff,
Mhm.
and also in creator with like, I mean, we haven't
Just
gotten
one-off builds.
We haven't gotten like a 3-in-1 house in a long time.
We are getting the haunted house.
It was a couple years ago. We got the one with the cute little blue roof.
Oh, true, there was that
We
one.
did get that one, and I have that one, and I bought two.
Yep.
And I have it kind of halfway enclosed.
Mhm.
But again, it was frustrating because I wanted it closed in because I wanted it with all my residential stuff.
Correct.
But now I have to figure out how to do that. And I am not like a super mock builder. I can put leaves and flowers in places, and I can
Correct.
do some rock work,
Mhm.
which might be where other people
Give up.
cannot.
Right.
But a building or a car or like the brickheads, even like the things that you guys do, your Falcons,
Yep.
Right.
your Batskavator, even just changing certain sets and mushing them around, that's hard
You need
for
to start
me.
small.
Correct.
So I feel like city sets would be the perfect way to kind of bring in like like we were talking about earlier with the kid city sets and then the adult city sets.
Yep.
The kid ones are perfect. Get them started in the city, and then hopefully they can grow up to start doing cities of their own. And like being here in BrickBoy, Chicago, and seeing some of the comments, no one city is
The same.
No.
No.
It's like you'll see like a cool Star Wars city. You'll see a Marvel
Yeah.
city. Like I see someone talking about Colton talking about Disney City. Like people buy
Colton.
Disney sets to like make their own little Disney city
Yes.
per se, but like that's more of like the amusement park.
And
but not
Right.
no one city's the same,
but
which
then
is
we,
amazing.
but
about it.
there's also other one-off sets like Simpsons, the Simpsons house, the Quickie Mart. I know
Right.
you hate the Krusty Burger, but it's there.
But they
Methuselah
can
bring-
fit. They can fit in a city.
Yep,
Exactly.
Methuselah brings up Der Burger, can also fit in a city.
Yes.
And it's like those other themes are doing a better job of doing city builds than
Yes.
city is, which is a problem.
Which-
Because city is now too focused on let's build some jungle helicopter that's going to catch a tiger and bring it back. Like what?
So
Isn't that city?
I've only really been like super into the whole hobby for like, let's say like 6 years.
Mhm.
Okay. So remind me, because I don't know when they did Arctic, when they did like the
Like 2014 around that time.
all those other sub themes.
like with like
Yeah.
the mammoth and the saber-tooth tiger.
Right. So they had Arctic stuff,
Yes.
and then they had Space Police, and then
Yes.
they had were those city or were they their own?
Space Police was on its own,
Space Police was its own thing.
but then
Okay.
the Arctic was
The
within
Arctic
city.
sub theme was
Okay.
a part of city,
Okay.
I feel like
and they
that's the
were tying it
difference.
into there's like a research institute.
Okay.
Where is the research institute? Give us
where's
that as a build.
building? Right.
If
Okay.
you give us that and you tie those other builds in, now that whole problem of what are these tied into? This isn't city. It's all now it works.
right. Yeah.
All right, and to
Okay.
answer Scott's very important question, Leonard is back in JJ's
Bane is not
apartment.
here. No, Bane is not here.
Leonard, his name's Leonard.
Um,
Is
It's a
happening?
running joke.
Okay.
Aaron brings up the museum. I mean, we have a museum. We've gotten a couple of them. We got a
Yeah,
few
the new
before.
the new modular museum
There's a
with the
modular
big,
building.
with
There's
the
been
big
some up there.
dinosaur
Yeah.
fossil.
All right.
How do you not have that?
I don't know.
With the big, you should
So-
just look the
I
instructions.
bought the
Great
Avengers
question
Tower
here.
instead of buying that.
Great question here. Have they made a pet store, dogs, cats, rabbits?
Thank you.
Yes.
Friends
Yes.
has done some.
No,
Friends has done some, right?
Friends has done some,
Small
but
ones, but not like a big actual pet store.
there's a
I feel like it'd be-
modular
There is.
with a pet shop.
Ooh.
So back when like one of the older modulars is they would do it would be like half this building
Mhm.
and then half like
Right.
an apartment.
Yep.
It's a pet shop. It's a
Aaron
half
wants
of
a
it
vet
is a
office.
pet shop. Yeah.
I mean, a vet
And it's
office would be great. They
it's-
have them in Friends.
it's one of the and then on the corner garage, the top
Yeah.
the top level is again it's a vet.
Correct.
See, this
So,
is
but-
further proving that modulars are great for city, and city is becoming less and less used for city, which I feel like it's great that it's called city because like, I feel like it's a broad enough term where they can do different stuff within them.
Correct.
But they are, I feel like they're wasting their budget on doing like the Explorers or the Arctic. They should do another like a sub theme of
I think
city.
she's got the Friends pet office right there.
No,
Oh, that's
this
the
is the
yeah. There's a
modular.
pet store. That's
There's
right.
a
There's a pet store in the
Pet
modular.
store right
I
in the
forgot about
modular.
that one.
And
You
then-
kind of can't see it, but yeah, there
No,
it
you
is.
can't, yeah.
Right.
It's,
So it kind of brings me back to when we were talking about space earlier. Like last year, a whole bunch of themes were kind of infiltrated by the space theme.
Yes.
Yes.
As opposed to having it take up city space, have space be its own theme, then we could have gotten a whole F1
Yeah.
theme.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Wasn't
It's like
space its own theme at one point?
It was.
Yeah, in the
Okay,
80s.
I thought so. No, I thought so.
yeah.
And that's
In the
when
80s it
the
was.
Galaxy Explorer first came out.
Room, we're
Yeah,
not
in
getting a
that
Lego
theme.
DMV.
But yeah.
We're not getting a Lego DMV.
What are you talking about? That's
would
accurate to a
wait-
city.
It's accurate, but who
Dude,
wants
I'm
to
with
wait?
you. Give us a DMV. I'll
No.
buy that.
No.
Oh my
That'd be
God.
hilarious.
Yeah, and then you could have a line all the way around the corner.
All the
It would be
minifigures around the
great, yes.
block. That'd be
Any
hilarious.
Megalodon sets
Yes.
coming in the future?
No, yeah.
That's a
Anthony, get
random
out of
question.
here.
Oh,
My brother.
now we got both our brothers in here. How nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like city has become like. Let's bear with my thought. The
Okay.
space sub theme. We finally get it, and they bring space back, and it comes through Technic, Friends, City. Now
Everywhere.
they had done space before as a city sub theme, but it was all Earth based stuff.
Right.
Like there was a landing, there was a launch pad for stuff, but now it's like no, they're on Mars. They're another planet, and there's a space station, and I'm like, it's close enough to where I can see it. And
Right.
I have that one of the original like rocket launch pad.
Okay.
I love that set. It's great, but this more one, it's feeling too futuristic, spacey, and I'm like,
Right.
at this point, like you're trying to bring back the classic space theme in city. it's not a good idea because you're eating up city's budget on effectively an upgraded classic space theme.
But
There's
if they're making it futuristic, doesn't it kind of go and
Totally
I'm
against
probably
city.
and I'm totally like way off, but wouldn't it be like more of city space and then like maybe Blacktron or something if they're trying to make it super futuristic? Like I think they're trying to mush too much.
Yeah. I mean, in the F1 theme, you're seeing it too. Like the F1 sub theme, they're putting it in city, and they put it in. I mean, it's in Speed Champions,
yeah.
right.
And I'm kind of like, is city going to just be this dumping ground where it's going to be, what's the next super sub theme? Can we put it in city? Well, we put anything in city because we're putting jungle cutters in there, and that's going to be fine.
Is Lego out of ideas? For
That's my
city?
fear. Is they're
Here's
out
the
of
thing.
ideas.
Because if Friends can have all these buildings and all this cool stuff, because they're not a new theme, but there's so much they haven't done, and there's so much that they can still do or do in a different way.
I'm reading that in my head, and I'm already fumbling up my words in there. Thank you for that, Anthony.
But if they can do all that with Friends,
Right.
why are they doing it with Friends, and why aren't they giving us more shopping centers or things in city? Is it because
I think they're fearful of kids not wanting a shopping.
I don't
center.
think it's that. I think they're.
Wait.
I think they've heard the people, like community, complaining about, oh God, another police car and another police station, and it's okay. Yeah, like, but you have product life cycles, like Harry Potter and Star Wars. We have an X-wing out now, but there was an X-wing in 2021.
Okay,
We'll get an
I
X-wing in
have-
another 4
no more
years.
Marvel shots.
Like,
I have a hot take comment on why Friends might be giving us all these buildings and all these pet shops and hair salons and shopping centers.
Right.
Lego City Amazon warehouse. Yes.
Friends is, whether they want to admit it or not, it just is more geared towards little girls.
Well, that's
Correct.
why it was invented in the first place.
Right, but little girls are gonna more likely want to build a little cute pet shop or
Yeah.
a cute hair salon
Agreed.
or a cute this. So they can do all this stuff with the Friends line.
Mhm.
They're not going to do a cute little tiny pet shop
Right.
or
No,
a
they're not.
barber shop or something in city, because city technically would be for boys.
I think a big thing with Lego is
Lego IRS Battle Pack when?
Lego does not want to take many risks. They
Give me
want
that.
they're ever since essentially
Thank you.
COVID, essentially, they've been playing it safe. So instead of doing like they're probably testing it out in Friends because they don't want to risk city, because like city's been one of their oldest themes.
Yes.
So they don't want to risk the integrity of city. So by playing a safe bet, I'm doing sets with animals. People like me, I bought the set for the animals.
Right.
And like they don't want to lose that. Like
No.
instead of risking doing their own theme on space, like doing a whole brand new budget, use some of city's budget because they know everyone's gonna buy space because everybody loves space, and they don't want to risk it. They're playing it safe, which I can understand as a business perspective. But sometimes you have to take that risk to make even more money.
Like I get it, and I have to bring it up because I do, and I understand that the new Shire set was for 18 plus,
Yeah.
Right.
but the gift with purchase was a literal murder.
It was a murder
scene.
scene. They were drowning somebody
It was
there.
a murder scene. I'm going to kill you for this ring. It was a murder scene. So they're
If
already.
They're already breaking their own rules
then-
when it comes to
right,
that.
And then with the One Piece sets,
Yeah.
the one minifig with
Has-
the
has
with
the
from
bandage.
where she stabbed herself. So
Yep.
you got murder scene and self harm. Okay, look, I
I mean,
love
she's got a point.
I love to see Lego going out on a limb and maybe
Methuselah, no Lego
bending their rules. I love it because I don't think people would be as offended as they think.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars is all about killing people here or there. So is Marvel. So is DC. Like, it's all these bad guys.
We got the Joker.
it's
Yep.
not something.
Yeah.
It's not something you can
Yes.
avoid.
Right.
I'm all
Nowhere.
for playing it safe and like being something for families.
Lego
and
Hunger
kids,
Games never gonna happen.
because we've talked about it before. First and foremost, Lego is a kid's toy. That's what it's always going
Right.
to be. But with they have the opportunity with the 18 plus line now, they
Mhm.
can get away with it. I mean, we
Yeah.
saw it in Daredevil and
Right,
Punisher and Blade,
Blade.
in one set.
Yes.
Now-
I never thought we'd see that.
We got a couple of comments we're getting to City also from Amber says, good grief, just take a look at how many fire helicopters they have. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, now the fire plane that's out right now
Yes.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. That's a really good
Scott also says, I think they're rewarding the new themes that are making higher profits with more creative sets and designs to boost those themes. Then they toss the Marvel team into a Long John Silver's dumpster. I mean, yeah.
Thanks,
like,
yeah.
Scott. Thank you,
I
Scott.
wonder if this is just there's other themes that are selling better, and City's just not getting as much creative help because of that.
I think
could be.
City is
Lego
misleading.
Walmart, yep.
Lego City
but-
is misleading because it gets enough profit only because it's not an IP.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
Lego's own IP, so they can kind of do what they want, and they'll either just break even or make a little bit of profit. Whereas
Right.
Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Fortnite,
And they're definitely more leaning towards IPs these days.
oh
Yes.
For real.
because
They're
are
bringing
popular.
in new IPs. They're bringing it, they're doing
And
more with the other IPs.
you can't tell me that Monkey Kid was not sacrificed for One Piece.
I
It
think
was.
Monkey Kid was
I don't wanna
sacrificed for
talk-
Ninjago and One Piece.
And Ninjago just destroys everything that goes up. Like, it's just-
Ninjago is.
It'll never die.
Ninjago will be around 5 more years at least.
Oh,
it'll be long.
basically
It'll
Ninjago
never,
never
it's never going to end.
We thought that about Bionicle though.
As
Bionicle
long
came to an end,
as,
though.
but as long as Ninjago can keep up with the show and people stay interested in that, and now what they just did with what you saw for the
Right.
spin-off of the main Ninjago, I think if they and these 2 new sets that came out that are 14 plus, more adult oriented
Right.
sets they're gorgeous. So Ninjago and a lot of the Ninjago stuff fits in the city.
Ninjago
Yeah.
City perfectly fits.
Ninjago City, Ninjago
Yeah.
City Gardens, Ninjago
The workshop.
the docks, the workshop.
They all fit.
Even the mechs, the dinosaurs or not the dinosaurs, the dragons,
Mhm.
Right.
they hang from the ceiling over the Ninjago City.
Correct.
They all can fit, but I think that there's such a following for Ninjago. I don't think Ninjago is going to be dead for any kind of
All
seeable
right.
future.
So I think since we're getting near the end of our Ames time for being the Brick Hour, what would be?
we also got online.
We
live a
did get
little
online late, but I think there's someone else
But, yeah.
going after us, so I think we want to be able to
Okay.
wrap up.
Yes.
What would be the one thing that, out of everything, what would you do to fix Lego City? So let's start with you, Gina.
No, don't start with me. Let me ponder this a
All
minute.
right.
I'll do it.
JJ.
I got. Well, I want to mention this comment from Amber quick. Is City should be their bread and butter. They should lean a bit more into their own Lego
Yes.
City lore. And I think that's what I'm doing. I'm going back to basics.
Yes.
Forget Jungle Explorers. Forget Arctic Explorers. Forget all that. Go back to basics. Just, I don't like. Give us another police department. Give us another fire department. Give it. I know, but go back to basics.
Your point's coming.
Give us a hospital.
Yeah.
But then also do like how about
Flesh it out though.
how about let's go back and get farm sets again because we haven't gotten those in a million years.
Didn't they do?
It was a four.
couple?
It was a four.
Like,
they
it
were
was-
both they were
it
They've
was
both
done some
four
very small
plus.
4+
There was a
ones.
little. There was a barn.
Yeah, it
There
was
a
and it
couple.
was like 4 posts and a roof. Like it wasn't really a barn.
No, it wasn't. The animals were amazing though.
The animals
and
were
that's
great.
where they get us. So
But
okay.
I mean, I just think when we sit there and it's got to be you got to go back to basics because you've gone way too far out. You need to bring it back in.
Yes.
I think maybe give it a narrative like Lego City Undercover, that video game. Jason McCain was in sets that year. Like, how about maybe bring that character back? Do something with him. If you have to give City something interesting to go off of,
Right.
put some named characters in there. I know we have like the robbers and so there's some of like the crazy like super spy cops have names, but like
Right.
how about like
They do.
dial that back so it's not
Okay.
like Mission Impossible when I see the guy in a police boat. Like I don't need to be doing that.
Right.
Take it back to basics. How about like the Forest Police something? That was cool.
Yes.
Yes.
I liked that.
Yeah.
Like, go back to something like that. How about give us a campground? Give us a residential neighborhood. Give us a farm stand. Give us a grocery store, a school, a college campus. Like, do something like that where it's like, give us like City University
Right.
and give us like a thing. How about a town hall again? Like, how about do the town square set that we got
Yeah.
years ago?
Oh my God, that was
Remake that, but put it in City. Do that.
with the little
Yeah, with
like
the
tram,
fountain,
with the
with the
little
gold
tram
bricks
thing.
in it.
Got,
Yeah,
yep,
the trams.
yep, and the little
That's great.
tram.
Give us more of those.
Yeah.
Because that people can use to flesh their cities out and make little builds here and there. And then if they want to expand them, they can expand them. And but you give them a good foundation and not just jungle helicopter. Like, where am I putting that in my city? If I want a classic city, where am I putting that?
I feel like the only way that would work is if it was like in like a foresty area and you had it just
Yep.
kind of floating overhead. But back to Gina, what would you be the one thing you do to?
All right. So,
Lego
well, I'm
City?
gonna piggyback on that and say, yeah, go back and make things like more like they were. I mean, you have like Lego City is its own cartoon,
Yeah.
Correct.
and then there's Lego City Adventures, and then there's Lego City something. So go back to that and the characters in there, and there was a school in that. Like
Yeah.
make that like I've gone through, I've watched that, and I've like paused, and when I started watching that, there were like characters and figs, and I was like, oh my god, that's who that, and I wanted to buy the sets to get that fig. If they capitalized on that like they did Ninjago and started making things from like literally from that show that you see,
Right.
it would fly.
Yep.
It would fly because a big draw for me is, oh my god, I'm watching this. This is now going to come to life
Yes.
in my city, and again, easier to just buy a box and build it with instructions than have to figure out how to do all
Yep.
that in my head because just
Exactly.
not everybody has that skill.
Right.
But like, I mean, Avengers Tower, how cool was that?
It's
like,
the
best
tallest
sets of
building Legos ever made.
Right, but like, how cool was it to see something you watched on screen
Yes.
come to life?
Oh, I
for sure.
legitimately loved every
Yeah.
single second of
And
that.
then there's
One of
a
the best
build.
building experience I've ever had.
There's a build here that the Avengers compound.
Yes.
I was surprised that wasn't what Avengers Tower was.
Lego,
at the
please
time.
make that the next.
I think they did
Marvel
Avengers
modular.
Tower because it fits into a city.
It does, but so with the compound.
Because the Marvel, like the superhero D2Cs have been buildings the last 4 years.
Yep.
It's
Yes.
allowed you to basically get 2 modular buildings a year. Now,
Yes.
Avengers Tower was $500,
Yeah,
but still, like
It's one of the best sets of all time.
it is. It's what
Yeah.
I love. I have it.
it's
I
one
love
of
it.
the best sets full of windows. Like,
But honestly,
I-
it works.
no,
you
it
need
was-
to
it
do
was
that
great.
one.
So is.
and you had so many
Aw,
figs and stuff. So.
Methuselah. It's not the worst theme.
No, it's not the. It's not the.
Don't
worst,
make me start
but it is-
talking smack about Ninjago Methuselah.
Or
It's that.
Fortnite, because he
Or
thinks
sorry,
Fortnite's the
Fortnite.
best.
You like Fortnite better.
It's that. Oh, I'm taking that Fortnite bus, and it's getting hung from my ceiling.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And all the
People are
the
gonna hang
figs
from
they
it?
can't, they're gonna all hang from it. Like I don't even play the game. I just kind of know that's what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bus is gonna get hung, and then all the figs are gonna like
Right.
dangle from it.
There you go.
Good guys over here, bad guys over here. I don't know, but it'll be cool. But if you watch something and then get to see it come to life, that's what's gonna make you go. So
Correct.
maybe yes, back up because I don't think they even city cartoon is still in.
No, it's
Like
No.
I don't
I
think
think
it's
is it on the
I missed the
website still?
commercials where they said someone's
it's
drowning in
still
the
on,
river.
like-
Oh my god, the
Netflix or
memes.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
somebody
Yes.
made that comment earlier. I forget who it was.
It was
the city
Aaron.
memes. Bring them back.
But
Yes.
I think
Do more of that.
ultimately, for my point, I think the best way to fix city, Lego needs to recognize that people use modulars, like they use other themes to
Yes.
build their city. So use the city theme as like an accent to it.
Yes.
But also, like I said this earlier, but I think it's true. I think you need to have like young kid city sets, and then you need to have adult city sets
Yeah.
for
Yes.
those two. Because like ever since COVID, you've had so many more adults come into Lego. You need those challenging sets because yes, you have the small sets you can add to the city as like an accent, but if you have both, it's good for everybody because most 18 plus sets aren't that complicated in
No.
all reality.
No.
But if you have both of them, the kid versions can be accents while also a starting point for kids,
Okay.
and then the adult sets can
Right.
sort of just improve everyone's city.
Yes. I mean, the first set I bought when I got into the theme or back into or just into was the Sesame Street set.
Oh, love that set.
Yeah.
And
That fits into a city.
it does because
Open back though.
I rebrickable it and I
See?
closed it, but I had to buy two. Now, look, I love having two Big Birds and two Oscar the Grouches and two, like the figs are great. I love having two of them. They can do whatever. I have Big Bird sitting in
Big Bird is-
Asgard with Thor having a beer.
Big Bird
It's
is.
great. I
Oh,
but
that's good.
like
Oh, jeez.
yes, open back, but just that was I don't want to have to wait for somebody else to come out with instructions to close.
Yeah.
That-
Well, I feel
but,
like that's where
you
the
know,
creativity comes back to
Yes.
Lego, and like that's what it boils down to. That's what Lego is. That's what Lego City should be. Is a creativity.
Yes.
And like being at BrickBoy Chicago right now and seeing at least what more than a dozen cities out
I
there.
think. I mean,
Yeah.
yesterday there was what 3 or 4, and I guarantee there's probably 5 more at this point.
Oh
Like,
yeah, there's so
like
much.
dude,
but we haven't even
I
gotten
can
to
see
look.
Iceberg
Yeah.
Bricks' Oscorp Tower across the room. Like, give me that.
Oh yeah, that was almost done yesterday. I haven't even gotten to see that
So-
yet. So yeah.
ultimately Lego City needs to kind of bring back the creativity.
Yes.
They need to go back to basics.
Yep.
And they need to know, like Lego needs to realize that city is supposed to be city, not other themes that they're testing the waters with.
And when they put out these polls in the insiders thing
Oh boy.
Yeah.
for all of us to do. Maybe instead of I'm sorry, welcome Elmo, a dumbass poll about let's not have instruction books anymore.
Oh nope, never
Yeah.
do that again.
Maybe
Don't ever
come
do that
out with
again.
a
Ask us what we want to
poll,
see from
like,
themes.
Would you like to see residential come back, or would you
Yes.
like more closed back sets, or
Mhm.
would you like something useful
Correct.
to the more
Yes.
adult people that they have to know
Mhm.
are making up the majority
yeah.
of all of it, especially given their prices lately.
Especially with the prices lately, I think that might be a reason. Just to answer your question, like those backs, if they have closed backs, it's going to be more expensive. And Lego's already getting more expensive as it is.
Yes,
But
in
yeah,
in fairness, that Krusty Burger, if it would have been sized appropriately to the Simpsons house and the Quickie Mart, and it would have been $50 or even 75 more, I wouldn't have batted an eye because it would have not
Fit.
been something like this.
It's like a little square.
next to this. Like it's not even a modular footprint. So I think that they need to ask us what we want. We're gonna pay for it anyway.
that's the one thing with Lego.
But
What
just,
sucks,
you know,
if they want to know what we want, it always ends up taking at least 2 years for them. For if they see something that does well now, or like if they see something popular, you won't see the Lego for 2 years.
okay. But
I
baby
don't
steps.
hate or love dreams. Okay, let's just move on from dreams.
I told Cameron
Oh, we had a wipeout.
he should.
Yikes.
Oh no.
Somebody's thing just bit it off screen.
Oh.
I told Cameron that he should have driven up here to Chicago with me, and because Dream Season 3 just was released on
Okay,
Netflix.
and on that note,
he could watch all of them.
No,
Well, okay, but listen,
we're running out of time.
he didn't.
We're almost
and
out of time.
He doesn't watch Ninjago. He watched the one. Now he's intrigued. Okay.
You always
Thanks,
should watch
Aaron.
the show. Maybe it'll make you
Have,
like it.
have either one of you? Well, and
We're
Bionicle.
almost out of time. By
I've
the way,
never seen.
see,
Why? Because
JJ,
I'm picking on you.
tie us up. No, that's how time works.
No, it's 'cause you
That's
figured
how
it
That's how
time works.
time works.
I will say, final. He will never beat the allegations. I think perfect way to end this is.
We should have put an anti-dream sign just right around it.
Oh
I
my
bought
God,
dream
I'm-
sets, and we're moving on. All right, JJ, send us out.
So I think that's a good spot for us to wrap up. I think we
Yeah.
all agree City has big potential, great potential.
Yes,
It
yes,
needs to get back
yes.
to its potential.
They
Yes.
just need to go back up that hill.
Yes. So to wrap up here, I want to thank everybody for tuning into this very special live stream. Means a lot to us that you're all here. Everybody who is commenting in the live chat, fantastic. We love all you guys. I want to thank Rune, wherever he ended up, our live chat
There he is.
Oh,
moderator.
it's right there.
He's over there.
He was helping with the mess.
He's helping out,
He's a good
fixing
guy.
something up.
Good
But
guy.
Good guy.
special thanks to him for helping out with our live chat moderation. He is an absolute saint for helping us out with that.
Yes.
Again, thank you to ACOB. Thanks, Sean, for
Yes, yes,
allowing
yes.
us to use the live
Sean,
stream
Brent,
setup.
Tyler,
Yes, thank
Coop,
you.
all the
All the
regular
guys.
And
ACOP
then
boys.
Yep.
A big thank you to BrickBoy Chicago for
Yes.
having this streaming station.
And for having us.
Very happy to be here.
I mean, for Brick World Chicago for having this.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You
Just
know,
for having
yeah.
the convention itself. So if you were able to make it out to Brick World Chicago to the public days, either tomorrow or Sunday, please do. We were at section 130.
Yes.
We're kind of like sandwiched in between a lot of the other big creators. So if you come looking for them, you're going to find us.
Yeah.
So that is 100%
Yeah,
a
basically
thing.
walk in the doors, turn right in the
Go all the way to
corner
the wall. Yep, we're right over off to the side.
where it is.
We got our mosaic, we got Cam's mosaic, we got both Millennium Falcons, we got all kinds of fun stuff.
all the
So,
busy brickheads.
and
so
you'll see a
finally,
bunch of other cool creators.
yeah,
around there
just come
too. So,
support
yeah,
the show.
it's
It'll be great.
Yep. Cards, bricks, all the good stuff. Come see.
Subscriber hit 180. Thank you, Scott. That's incredible stuff. If you have not already, if you're in the live chat finding us for the first time, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you are notified when all new episodes go live. Our vlog will be coming out next Friday at
Yes.
2 p.m. Our usual episodes come out Friday, 2 p.m. And
I make a couple
and
fancy cameos.
special announcement for Tuesday's time capsule
Yes.
episode is the return of Brick Clicker. He returned, and we are doing an episode on Nexonites. So if you are a Nexonites fan, tune in Tuesday, 5 p.m. with Brick Clicker. That'll be super
Eastern
fun.
Standard Time. We got all messed up
Yes,
with the time
this is
frame
with
being here in
Central.
Chicago.
It was fantastic. So 100%, make sure you keep an eye out for that. But until then, we will see everybody hopefully in the next couple of days. But
Yes.
if not, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great night. Happy building.
Let's go ahead and end this.